Hey guys, welcome back. So today's video is jam-packed. I'm showing you how to blade your eyebrows, create this makeup look, and achieve this hairstyle. This video was much requested, so I hope you guys really enjoy, and yeah, here we go. Don't mind my skin right now because my skin is just whatever. I haven't put my moisturizer or serums on, but that's because I just want to do my eyebrows first. I don't know if you guys can see, but my eyebrows are like crazy. And I'll show you guys how I do it because the way I do my eyebrows is super quick, super simple. First off, we're gonna get the blade and some baby oil. Just place it over my brows like this. When you shave like your legs or whatever, you're not supposed to obviously dry shave. You either use like a foam or a gel. So I kind of use the same principle for when I'm doing my eyebrows. This is the razor that I'm using. Shout out to my ex for putting me on because I don't know what he needed. Oh, he used to cut his nails with razors. I'm just gonna brush my brows out. My brows already have like a natural shape that I tend to just stick to. So what I'm doing is literally just brushing them out to see where the hairs are a little bit higgy. Maybe I'll zoom in a little bit. There you go, so you guys can see my brows a little bit better. And I have got like sparse hairs all around here. My brows are all brushed out. I'm literally just gonna get the blade and just take off the hairs that I do not want. It's literally that simple. And again, I know, like I can see the shape of my brow, so I'm just taking off the excess hairs that I don't want. I'm gonna pull this bit up a little bit and just shave downwards against the hairs. What I love about the fact that when you shave your like facial areas, I don't really get bumps, so I just shave anyhow, anyway. I don't tend to you know, like when you're shaving bikini lines or legs, you tend to go with the hair. It doesn't really matter for me on my face because you don't get razor bumps. And I do this every few days, maybe like once a week. Okay, so I feel like that is clean enough. I don't like my brows to be too sharp, but I do like to shape just the top a little bit. So I pull my skin upwards like so, and then I just kind of shave down onto a straight line. Can you guys see that? And again, I don't get too close just because, like I said, I like to have a full brow. Actually, maybe I will show you guys how I trim my brows, because it's only really that end that needs a little bit of a trim. So you can obviously see where it's a bit too long. And I'm just gonna go not too short either, because it still helps me with the tail of my brow. Okay, and I think you guys can see that. Maybe just a little more off this one here, this section. Okay, but that is it. My brows are done, and yeah, now we can get on to the rest of the tutorial. Or if this is just what you wanted to see, then well, I guess peace. See you in the next one, boo. Okay, so I've just brushed through my hair, obviously just detangling it. You guys can probably see flakes, don't judge me, okay? We're in quarantine. I'm about to wash my hair tomorrow, and I've just got a whole heap of Eco Styler gel that's already like left in it from the styles that I've done before. So I've just done a center part, and this is because I find it easier to find where I'm gonna where I'm gonna partition my hair for the half part on each side, because I don't want to go too far back and I don't want to be too far forward, but having a center part helps me kind of guide from where my middle of my head is to my ear, the tip of my ear. I like to go just behind my ear a little bit like that. I tend to do this style when my hair is a little bit dirty, just because I don't really like putting gel in my hair all the time, as it does make it look dirty and flaky. Now that we've got two sections at the front, I'm just gonna take the back section. Just gonna take the back section and put it into a little bun at the back of my head. So we've got three sections right now. 1, 2, 3. Cool. Now, with these two sections, I'm gonna brush them towards each other, like towards the center. like this. And I'm gonna get a hairband and just put my hair up. Okay, it's not like a completely neat hair up because this is just like a preliminary hold up just to put the gel in. So once my hair is like this in 2 sections, get my Eco Styler gel. This is the olive oil one. And just smooth up my edges first of all and the sides of my hair. Like this. I don't really use too much gel. Well, I don't think I do. Maybe I do. I don't know. How much gel do you guys usually use in your hair? So yeah, I got my slicking brush and I'm just going to go ahead and do what the brush name says and slick my hair down. You guys can see. I like to use the harder side just because I do feel like it slicks it down better. And there. Now that's done and it's all slicked back, I'm just going to go ahead and put my scrunchie back in, my hair tie, whatever you want to call it. And that is the base of our half up, half down. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and just slick my baby hairs and then do my makeup, and then we're going to finish the hair at the end. The reason I do it like this is because I like my baby hairs to be set and my edges to be set before I go and tamper over anything and add more bits and bobs to it. And I like to just trace how my baby hairs are going to go with my finger before I get a brush involved, just so I can see what we're working with. Just re-brush down my baby hairs again like that. I'm just going to go in with my actual edges brush and just perfect it. Just clean it up and make sure we are all set and ready to go the way we should be. And I'm just going to take any little ones like that. Nothing too crazy. I don't like too many wild baby hairs on my hair. I feel like less is almost more. This thing, I don't know what it's called. Like they just help slick your baby hairs. I don't know what it's called. And actual hair too, to help that lay down flat. This is gonna set for around, I don't know how long, however long it takes me to get to my foundation. Shouldn't be more than 15 minutes tops. There's actually nothing on my face right now. You guys saw me wipe it all off with a baby wipe as well, just to make sure. And we're just gonna do 4 drops and massage it in. And then I'm gonna go in with my niacinamide. Massage that in as well. Okay, now once that's done, I like to go in with a thin layer of moisturizer. I tend to use Aveeno. Okay. And I tend to just focus on moisturizing like my T-zone of my face when I'm doing my makeup. Okay, that is my skincare basically done. Now, to prime my face, I use The Ordinary's primer, like that much. And again, I just massage that over my T-zone. Like so. And just above, on my chin and above my lip. And under my eye. It's really more or less the center of my face that needs like the extra TLC, you know? Okay, so now I go in with my e.l.f. This is their Poreless Putty Primer. You can't really see it properly because of like the camera and lighting, but this is what their Poreless Putty Primer looks like. I'm just gonna rub my finger in it like this and just put some on my face, like so. It says to use a little bit. But you already know what time it is. That should be enough. And I don't like to moisturize this in too much, I more like to tap it. And once that's more or less all tapped into my face, I know I look crazy right now, but guys, it comes together, okay? This, I'm gonna use another e.l.f. product, which they did gift me again, and it's their Halo Setting Powder. It's brown, and it's got so much shimmer in it, and I like that because I like to have a little bit of shimmer under my foundation. But I don't really like liquid products too much. So this is like a perfect situation for me. Just set everything in place. I feel like this even just brings my skin back to life from all the products I just put on it. It gives it the color I more or less am. I'm gonna brush them up and take off any excess product in the same time. Everyone normally starts with the bottom of their brow first, but I feel like the bottom of my brow was really full, and I don't want to overfill it, so I start with the top of my brows and just follow its natural shape, natural form. One brow done. Okay, so now we're just going to go and clean up anything around it with some concealer. The concealer I'm going to use today is e.l.f.'s 16-hour camo concealer. Just clean up under the brow. There isn't really that much to clean up, just because we did actually just properly clean my brow with a blade. But this also helps with like just the sharpness of your brow when you're finished. And gives it that extra bit of oomph, you know? The extra product that's left on my hand, I just go in and cover my eyelid in that same concealer and just press the rest of the product into my eyelid. Get my air spun. Ooh. And just set everything that's just been done. Go in with my Caramel QT, which is running out. We've hit pan, and just place it all over my lid. And I'm just gonna put it on top of what I've done and then just go reapply, just because it gives me more of a skin tone finish than the white ashy finish from the air spun. I'm just gonna go back and top up obviously the shadow, well not the shadow, the highlight that I just put on. And just top it up. I am no makeup artist, but this is what you guys have requested, so don't shout at me when it's not like perfect. I go in with my Mocha Mami and just warm up the outer corners of my eyes. It does nothing too crazy, and you can see like from on camera, like I'm not really putting that much color or product on. It's just something warm to just warm up the eye a little bit. It just helps to shape the eye a little bit and give it some definition. I go in with my eyeliner and I'm show you guys how I do it. Hopefully I don't fuck it up because I'm doing it on camera. I can't even talk whilst I'm doing my eyeliner. It's so crazy. Clean up the top of my brow with my foundation. This is where we're at the moment. I'm going to take this off because I want to get all up in my hairline with this foundation. Do one pump on each side and maybe just half a pump on my chin. And get my brush, foundation brush. Now, if any excess, I'm gonna just go over my nose. Again, I don't like to put too much product on my nose. I feel like the more product you put on, the less your skin can breathe, the more oily it gets. That's just for me. I don't know if that's for everyone. And because this is such an oily part of my face, I'm not putting too much product here today. Cool, now that my foundation's done, I'm gonna go in with that same e.l.f. concealer that I used on my underbrow and eyelid. Cool, now I get my beauty blender and I just blend that into literally nothing on my skin. Cool, so now that that's all pressed in, we're gonna go in with our Fenty. This is in the shade 360. And I'm just gonna place a little bit under my eye like that. And then down my nose. These are the points that I want to be the brightest on my face. We're just gonna go ahead and blend in this concealer. Look at how much that just brightened up my under eye, it's crazy. Now I'm gonna go in with my my contour, and again I'm using Fenty, but this is in the shade Espresso. Blend all of this product in. And I like to go in a circular but upwards motion. I don't ever want to blend downwards. So I'll blend up like this. And then here, now I'll blend away from the center of my face. Now that that's done, I'm gonna go in and set my face. So I'm just gonna re-blend under my eye, just to make sure I've got no creases. And I'm just gonna set my under eye. And I'm using Airspun to set underneath my eyes. Now, whilst this is setting, I'm just gonna go in and I don't know what shade this is, I'm really sorry, it's completely washed out. It's quite old, but it's just a finishing powder from MAC, which is quite dark, and I use it to just blend in the contour on my nose. I'm just blending that all the way up into my brow. And you can see that from this to this. Done. Now that that's all set, I'm really going to go in bake now. And just bring a line down here. And just set the rest of my under eye that I missed from before. And anywhere that has concealer, basically, I'm setting. Not anywhere that has contour, but just concealer. Now that my face is covered in setting powder, I'm going to go in with that same dark color powder from MAC and just set my contour as well. So this is where my contour was applied. So this is the same powder I used on the bridge of my nose, and I'm just first applying it where it needs to go, and then we're going to blend it in after. So now it's in all the places it needs to be. I'm just going to go and blend again like this upwards and just get that powder everywhere it needs to be. The excess a little bit under the apples of my cheek, just so it gives my apples a little bit more definition. I know most people don't like that, but I like the fact that I have these big rosy apples, so I like to define them a little bit. Now with the excess powder that's on that brush, I'm just going to go in and just put it on the edges of my hairline. I'm going to go in with the Fenty Caramel Cutie again, and a fluffy brush which I can't seem to find. Oh, here it is. And this is what I'm going to use as a finishing powder on my face, just to help blend in that under eye and dust off any excess Airspun. That's how that looks. So anywhere that I had Airspun, I'm just going over and passing this Caramel Cutie on it. And this gets rid of any flashback as well. Cool. Now that that's done, it's time for our highlight. I like to use that same Laura Geller highlight, and this is that same goldish tone that I use. I like to use kind of the same tones on my eyes and my face recently, just because I've seen it gives that kind of warm all over look. I'm using that same brush that I was using for my what's that thing called? What's it called? Finishing powder. And I'm just putting it on the high point of my cheek. very messily, nothing too neat. A little bit on my chin and above my eyebrows. And I'm gonna get a smaller brush and also place it along the bridge of my nose. These places I like to do with a precise brush. I don't want it to get too wild, which it already is. And inner corners of my eye and high points of my brow bone. Now, I did messily apply it first on my cheekbones. I'm just going to go in and just lightly dust off any excess, as well as blending it into my skin a bit more. I do quite like quite highlighted cheeks, but not like... And I'm going to show you why it doesn't matter that it was quite a messy application and I'm still doing it quite messy now. Now, I used 2 highlights. So this is a slightly lighter highlight. It's still kind of a goldy champagne finish. So the first highlight was more like a yellow gold, and this one's like a more champagne-y gold. And this one, I'm a little bit more careful where I put it. I just want like a small... There you go. Can you see that extra little pop? Dust off any excess and then just blend that in a really small circular motion, because I want it just on that really high point of my cheek. So we're gonna go in on the inner corner of my eye as well, quite heavy with this product. Brow bone, not too heavy there. And lip. Cool, that's all the places we're highlighting. Highlighter's done. Now we're going to use Mocha Mami. Again, like I told you, it's the same sort of here to here. I'm going to use my brush. This is like, again, like a kabuki brush, angled, quite tight, but it's a little bit looser than a kabuki. And I'm just going to place it in my Mocha Mami quite a lot. I like to be heavy-handed with my blush, just because it warms up my face. Can you see the difference? And this is why I wasn't so neat with my highlight, because I am going to go over it with this blush anyways. But I'm not going to go over the point where I highlighted with the lighter colour, if that makes sense. Ooh, I caught that. This helps with that summer, dewy, fresh-faced glow. I put my blush everywhere. It's basically like a second finishing powder for me. Okay, and we're gonna go on the bridge of my nose with the product as well, and just okay. Now, if you ever see like this, sometimes Caramel Cutie finishing powder doesn't actually completely take off away ashiness, but this will. I'm gonna use like the excess product. I don't want to do too red under here because I do want it to be a little bit ashy, just because that's where my contour is. Cool. I'm gonna go and finish off my brows. The reason I do this last, or closest to last, is because I don't want it to smudge, and I like the little lines to be quite precise. So I'm just gonna sharpen my eyebrow pencil a little bit, just so I can get like the finest of lines at the front of my brow. I'm just gonna fill in the front of my brow with really small strokes. I am gonna do my mascara on my bottom lashes, but I have realized when I tend to do my mascara on bottom lashes before setting my face, it transfers. So I'm just gonna set it first. I had to get a small version of my Urban Decay because coronavirus, and everyone went and stock bought this. So I'm not gonna spray my eyelids, but I am gonna spray my forehead. I'm quite happy with it, can't lie. Cool. Whilst this is drying, I'm now gonna fill in my bottom lashes. Now that that's done, we are going to put our lashes on. I feel like these lashes really help the look come together because they are quite a fluffy cat eye. And they just help open up the eye, make the eye seem bigger. And what I love is that these lashes are so freaking cheap, and I've used them at least 30 times. Like, they're either $2.99 or $3.99. They're by a company called GRWM, and I got them from Savers. pop it on. Do you see what I mean? I feel like this lash really just helps the look. Now that that's done, I am gonna go and finish my hair. We're gonna do the lips last. Lips are always my very last thing to do. Okay, so the hair I'm using for this part is really old, not Expression, but Premium 2. I don't know what it is, but I love Premium 2 when it's a bit old. I feel like it just works with me better. So I've just used a whole packet. It's just one packet, which is quite full for a half top, but I liked the kind of umbrella-y, big, eccentric look. So I'm just gonna go in with a bobby pin and place it in the end of the extension. Push it into, there we go, my hair. So we've got my hair here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and really tightly and neatly, well, try as neat as possible to wrap this around my little pony. My little pony. And you want to make sure you keep pushing the weft of the hair right to the bottom. You don't want it to get all messy and tangled into the pony. I'm just literally wrapping it all the way around until we get to the last bit. I did fold the weft in half. So I've got two, I don't know if you guys can see, I'll come a bit closer. I've got two like loops. I'm gonna get a bobby pin and just secure those last bits. I'm just gonna go through and just brush the hair so it's not looking so manic. Cool. So I'm using my slicking brush and my Got2b glue. And I'm just sectioning off a small part so that I can go and wrap this around the hair. So I'm just wrapping this around the base of my hair. This bit is not as neat as I'd like it, but you guys get the point. So with the excess bit at the back, I'm just gonna pin that in again. So 3 or 4 pins at the top. Obviously this is as neat as you make it. Today, mine wasn't as neat as it could be, but that's okay, because to be honest, you're hardly gonna really see the base of my hair. Once that's done, we're gonna go in, and I've got, this is some old wig hair that I cut out of a wig. And I've just placed, basically my hair is as long as the length of this hair that I'm putting in right now. Let me take my hair out so you guys can see. So that's the extension, that's my real hair, and the extension that I'm about to put in now is basically the same length again. So instead of putting in loads of little tracks, I've put all tracks in one because I'm very lazy. And I've just added some clip-ins. And yeah, if I was doing this for a proper look, I would put a couple of braids in just to help support the clip-in so it doesn't pull out my actual hair and leave like bald patches. But because this is a quick 1-2 look, it doesn't really matter. So the hair I've got on top, I'm just going to put it really loosely around so it doesn't get involved in what's going down below. I'm going to take a section of my hair from like the middle and ow. I'm just gonna lift it up, tuck it, and then clip this bit in. So I've got a clip going in here, in the middle, and a clip going in here. This is really rough, like I said, because it is just a quick look. And all of these tracks get covered by the top half of the hairstyle anyways. And the second part, I'm just gonna put a little bit higher up. Make sure everything right. Now it's to blend. I'm gonna go with the brush. I'm gonna be careful not to try and pull on where the clip-ins are, just because that's really how you give yourself those bold spots. So yeah, this is my natural hair, and that's where the extension goes to. It kind of is just to give more volume because it is really the same length. And yeah, now we're just gonna brush the whole look together. And this is what I mean, because this top half is so thick and full, it covers any tracks that may be on show if you didn't hide it too well. And then to finish this look off, we're gonna do the lips and just flick out the ends of my hair, and that will be that. I'm gonna take the top section first, and you don't have to do anything too crazy to it, like it hasn't got to be too precise. I'm not gonna touch it too much because I want them to kind of set in that before I brush it out in a minute. Now we're gonna do the lips, and then this is the look finished, basically. Almost all come together, so let's do the lips quickly. Okay, now for my lip combo, you guys are forever asking my lip combo, and it never really changes, but this time I did change it a little bit. Chestnut is basically my go-to. It's always the base of all my lip looks. And then I put Kinkster on. You guys already know I love Kinkster. I love them. I'm going to show you guys how it comes out anyways. You'll see it in a second. But I did want a bit of a pinky finish because it kind of complements the top a little bit more. So it's got a bit of a pink hue. Now this is what I normally do, and then I put my either Fenty or my clear plump gloss, this one, on top of it normally. So this is Kinkster. And this is like my go-to everyday lip combo. I just think it's so cute, perfectly nude. It's got the right like beigey kind of undertones to it. Today we're going in with a pink because, like I said, I wanted it to reflect the shirt a little, have a bit more of a pink hue to it. So it's honestly, the pink hue is so subtle, but once I put the top on, it really popped. I do like a really glossy lip. Okay, I'm gonna go put the shirt on so that you guys can see the final product. Okay guys, so this is basically my final look. This is what you guys had seen on Instagram Live and basically bombarded me to show you how it was done. I hope you enjoyed this look. If there's anything else you want to see, don't forget to let me know in the comment section below. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And yeah, if you do this look or you replicate it or anything, I want to see, so please tag me in your reposts. And yeah, that's it.